You could take us with you, northward. It's much safer to travel in a group.
As long as the wheel is broken, I'm stuck here. You can come back if you want to warm yourself up.
I can't get into the trailer that way. Hey!
The truncated unicorn doesn't like Garen.
Unicorn?
No worries. My Ymra is as stoic as an oak.
I hope the fire doesn't lure wild beasts. Didn't you want to explore the surroundings, Raven?
It's late at night, and I'm not an owl, bonehead.
At least you could flutter around somewhere else for a change. You scared that old woman to death.
If that's what you want. I'm used to ingratitude.
Just a moment. There's something lying there. Gwynling and I used to catch dragonflies on the bank slopes of Andra. He then proceeded to skewer them. Take a little rest. We still have a long way ahead of us.
How long?
I don't know. I never travelled very far. I hope everything will turn out all right.
Don't you worry. The Birdman will watch over us.
I don't trust this raven worth a farthing.
I'm not talking about the raven. I'm talking about the Birdman. He wears a colourful dress of plumes and is wrapped in stardust. And when he plays the flute, our hearts break from the yearning for distant places. It's the song of freedom, Garen. You just have to listen. It's so beautiful.
Birdman? You mean Arvis, the patron god of adventurers?
Wherever we go, he'll watch over us.
Why do you trust the raven?
He just wants to help us.
He doesn't have a reason to do that, and he keeps insulting me.
You're not making it easy to be nice to you. He is a good bird, and I believe he wants to prove that to himself by helping us. And you, Garen, will have to learn to trust someone. Not everyone is always against you.
I am a bird catcher. I'm not gonna trust a darn bird. What if the Birdman doesn't watch over us? What if something happens to us?
Stop it. You're making me all confused. I'm going to count the stars now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
By the gods, you can't mean that.
You should try for yourself. It will calm you down in a moment. 37.
There, you forgot one.
I like it much better like that.
Aren't you tired too?
Not one bit.
So you can fix things with a spell, yes?
It's not good when things are broken, but that's all I can do. Bigger spells drain too much energy from me when I'm not in the fairyland. I'd perish like a small, insignificant little flame.
But repairing things is definitely an option.
Yes, that's easy. It's similar to your breaking talent, but instead of imagining things smashed apart, you have to imagine the shards reassembling. Just tell me what you want me to fix, but all the components have to be present. So if a jug is broken into 7 shards, you'd have to have all 7 pieces. And then you'd have to say, I wish. The I wish part is very important.
All right. I wish... Hey! Really very funny.
A nice wheel.
Oh, you can do magic?
Not much anymore.
Are you a druid's daughter?
No, I am Nuridara Nelavandra. Do you command magic?
Well, nothing like that. But I know a different kind of magic.
Really?
Darian and I were sometimes able to literally blind our audience. Watch out.
Whoa, such a beautiful, bright light. But do you always use this white powder for your magic?
What powder?
And it doesn't hurt you to summon light? Does the powder lessen your pain?
I really don't know what you're talking about.
It holds. Wonderful. So the fairy is not completely useless after all. The wheel is back on the axle. Would you agree to give us a ride for a while now?
You have fixed the wagon, and by Travia, I can use a little company. Here are the keys to the trailer. I'll stay at the campfire a little while longer.
Let's go in. This was a nice day.
Oh yeah, like hell it was. I won the oak leaf challenge.
What are we going to do next?
We'll sleep.
Look. This is the white powder the wrinkly woman used to summon the glistening white light. I saw her throwing it into the fire.
Don't touch that. Who knows what it is?
I'll sleep in the bed. You can have the rug.
What? What was that? That came from outside.
No, nobody was here.
She's lying.
Regrettable.
He who speaks lies shall hold his tongue.
Please, believe me. There's no one here besides me.
Oh yes, they are here.
She's trying to lead us up the garden path. She'll have to tell us where they are.
Please, I can't tell you anything else.
In that case, we can't leave her unscathed.
Will you go away?
Time flows fast in this world.
Lives are shortened all the time. They are here, and we will find them.
What's going on?
Two strange figures are looking for us. They don't know where we are yet, but they're threatening Isidore.
Oh no. We must help her.
I have to distract the creatures somehow, or chase them off.
Who's that?
Some made-up characters, why should I care?
Maybe they'll help us. The middle one looks like the king of the imps.
They'd only slow me down. Who's still making puppets out of clay? It's hollow. A cleaning rag. I'd rather have a sword. The powder. Perhaps the magic powder will help us. I could seal the opening of the neck with the rag. But why would I want to do that? I hope the powder does what it's supposed to. I could seal the opening of the neck with the rag. Now nothing's trickling out anymore.
Hurry!
I hope this doesn't lead to the realm of the dead. Perhaps I can go outside via the roof. We might as well give up before we decide to lock ourselves in here.
She's wasting time.
They are here, and we will find them.
No! No! Ah!
They killed her just like that. The creature is coming to the coach box. I have to get us out of here.
What happened to Asida?
She's all right. She fled.
But her cry.
The creatures injured her, but then they let her go.
But
And then she ran off into the woods. Nuri, we have to go now. They'll kill us.
Geron!
I'd better lay low. What are those creatures? Fex be with me. It didn't work. Make yourself useful for once. This measly piece of wood won't hold those creatures off for long. Now I can go outside.
Go hide behind the curtain. I'll distract them.
No! The brake is still blocking the wheel.
Hurry up!
There, now, quickly. I have to spur on the horse.
Geron!
I'm working as fast as I can. I can do it, Nuri.
Geron!
I can do it.
Was it not fate that drove him forth? The seer had sought them out. For the moment, they had been able to escape, but the creatures would never stop chasing them. Who could help them now? When the seer's harp sounds, Andergast will perish, Gwynling said. And the fairy is the key. Geron had to find out more about these things. The fairy scholar was his only hope. He was right to let Nuri live. He was deeply convinced of that. Even his darkest dreams didn't reveal what woe this decision would soon befall his hometown. But would he have decided any differently had he known?
Are you really better now?
Stop asking all the time. I'm not staying in the wagon. I've been in there for days. And those pale men stopped chasing us a while ago.
All right, but we'll have to talk about your magic at some point.
Look! A human!
What am I doing here? Raven, after being a good scout for us these last few days, Nuri has asked me to be nicer to you.
What do you think? Will you be able to do that?
I'll try. How about you?
We'll see.
We were able to escape the Seer's creatures and have come a long way. Fate might smile on us favourably. Now we're back in charge.
Well, fate. What do you think that is? Fate.
The will of the gods.
And you think you can bend the will of the gods to fit your agenda?
Every man follows his destiny. It's something the gods let us pursue.
What's your destiny, then?
At least it's not being a cursed bad luck charmer. I'm responsible for the pursuit of my own happiness.
Don't you fear the prophecy? What if your doom is inevitable?
My future hasn't been decided yet.
No one ever escapes from Satinav's boundless gaze.
Tell me more about Satinav.
He's known by many names. The 13-horned, the irresistible, the helmsman of the Barge of Time. He once was a mighty magician, or even a demigod. The gods chained him to the Barge of Time because he tried to be the master over his own future.
They say the gods don't like people to determine their own fate.
Like Satinav, we mortals are chained to time.
In that case, I will have to break those chains. Have you seen if those demons are still following us?
Didn't you shake them off?
I think I did. I could be wrong, though. They are mighty creatures of the Seer.
I didn't see anyone following us on my scouting flights.
Good.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Don't start raining on my parade. I'll have a further look around. Nuri's Queen of the Winds has once again defeated the King of the Imps and his wicked brother. Never again will the puppeteer tell this story, and that's my fault. Maybe I really am a bad luck charm. Gwynling taught me how to lure fairies with music. He should have also taught me how to get rid of them again. It's easier to steer a draft horse than I thought, as long as you have a fairy with you who tells the horse what you want. An elixir against fading hair. Twirly moustache guy in the picture must have had a sip too much of it. The lid makes a perfect bowl. I should keep it. I'll just take it all. I wish Nuri had never found this thing. At least the music has revived her spirits. How often have I dreamt of wearing a coat of arms like this myself?
Why? You're ugly.
Nuri!
This particular young maiden displays an interesting sense of humour.
Nobody home.
Graham is home. He just went into hiding.
She seems to have recovered from her breakdown. Listen. How are you doing?
I am sad that the cedar is gone. I hope these terrors will come to an end soon.
That's why we're looking for the fairy scholar, to prevent worse things from happening. What kind of magic was that you saved us with?
That was the power of the moonlight. It is like fire to the sad fairies. It burns them.
What do you mean, sad fairies?
I felt that they once were just like me.
And now they are sad?
Sure. If fairies lose their command over magic, they don't die but get consumed by darkness instead. Then they're sad and will never be able to laugh again.
To me, they seemed like mean fiends who have Isida's blood on their hands.
They're sad nonetheless. Believe me.
Your magic is fatal, even for you, isn't it? You almost got burned by it yourself.
I didn't want you to die.
Thank you, Nuri.
What are we going to do now?
Why do those mean fairies serve the seer?
You must have put a spell on them. And please stop talking about this subject. It's making me sad.
We need some gear before we can move on.
That's all right. I can do with a little rest.
Very well. Let's carry on later. Hail Rondra, Sir Knight. Could you kindly tell us where we are?
This is the Thash mountain range.
Thash? So the blood barrier is not far off?
It is but a short distance for a travelling knight. For a farm boy and a maiden, it might prove quite a journey.
I am no farmer.
My maiden, you should seek protection from a proper man in these dangerous surroundings.
What kind of a man?
I am Bogomil Vrathling, Knight of Andergast. At your service, fair maiden.
I am Nuri. This is my friend Geron.
Nuri it is. What an extraordinary name.
What business does a Knight of Andergast have in the Thash Mountains?
The king put me in charge of observing the orc tribes of the Blood Barrier.
You have travelled through the Blood Barrier?
Of course, but now I have to return to Andergast. There has been some unrest amongst the Tolokai. I have to report to King Eferdan immediately.
We need some gear. A rope, blankets, provisions, everything that can be of use.
Usually you can get those things from Graham, but the old pighead hides in his house and doesn't make a sound. I wouldn't trust that cutthroat anyway. Do you hear that, Graham? You are a cutthroat.
Did you run into an explorer in the Blood Barrier, near a red lake?
Red Lake? No, but if he came from the south, he must have been through here.
Why does this Graham hide, anyway?
The stupid ox won't admit that I am right.
Right?
Right. He refuses to pay the dues he owes me.
What dues?
He's responsible for the death of my horse. Gave him spoiled fodder, so he died miserably. I'm in a hurry, but by foot alone I won't get far.
Why don't you buy this horse and carriage from us?
What use is a carney's trailer to me? But you can leave me your hack. What are you asking for it?
I'm not really sure.
Make up your mind about the price. Then I'll tell you mine.
Rondra be with you, Sir Knight.
And with you.
The link between the wheels is missing. It's also impossible to move the wheel. Someone has removed the crank handle. There are engravings on the bell. A lone dwarf in battle with a pack of orcs. Strange contraption.
The owner of the yard doesn't seem to be satisfied with a simple pull rope.
Fits exactly.
Fire! The orcs are attacking! What are you lot still doing here? Scram before the black furs get here.
Seems like you've been fooled, Sir Dwarf. The boy has sounded the bell. There are no orcs attacking.
What? What's going on in your wooden head, boy? Sounds the alarm without good cause and forces an honest dwarf out of his warm and comfy chair. I can't believe it.
I just wanted to... Well, you didn't answer the door, sir.
Well, forget it. But you can cut out the formal hogwash while we're at it. Who are you, anyway?
I am Geron of Andergast.
From Andergast? Just like this one there. Very well, then. My name is Gram, Grandoline's son. And this is Gram's open house.
Open house? Pfft.
What do you want, Geron of Andergast?
We need gear and provisions for our journey. That means a good length of rope, blankets, water...
Very well. That'll be 1 ducat, please.
What? That's much too expensive.
By Fex and Angrosh, what did you expect? Do you think this stuff grows under the rocks around here? Too expensive? I can't believe it.
But...
You can ask again as soon as you have some money.
What kind of argument do you and the knight have anyway?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The knight says you poisoned his horse.
Why, that's what he did.
Shut your face, Raffling.
Bah!
Well, never mind. It's none of my business.
You're not so stupid after all.
We're looking for a wise man who is said to be in the blood barrier at the moment, near a red lake.
One of those weirdos, eh? I remember one of them coming through here. Wanted to buy all sorts of stuff from me. Lots of obscure rubbish.
Do you know exactly where I can find him?
Yes. I'll tell you if you can offer me something in exchange. You rub my back, I rub yours. Understand?
There you have it, my boy. The dwarf is a cutthroat.
Will you bugger off and take care of your swine?
I'll sell you the horse and the trailer.
Nah, don't bother. I don't care much for hacks and what they drag around with them.
I'll leave you to it then. Sir Knight Rathling.
What is it, my boy?
I'll sell you the horse for 1 ducat.
That old nag isn't worth more than half a ducat. And that would be the deal of your life, my boy. So do we have a deal?
No, we need 1 ducat.
Well, my offer still stands.
I guess we'll have to move on without any gear, Nuri.
But I thought we couldn't go on without.
To venture into the blood barrier with insufficient means, that would be foolish.
But we don't have any money, and you refuse to give us enough for the horse.
Bah!
Don't you want to help Nuri, good Sir Knight Rathling?
She's looking quite all right, so why would she need help from me?
The knight is right. We can't proceed further into the wild with nothing in our bags. I guess we're stranded for now.
No problem. I like it here. What are those trees over there?
If you feel all right, my girl, everything is just fine. But I can't stand to see fair maidens suffer.
I guess I'll have to look the other way then.
If we don't move along soon, the dark creatures will catch up with us.
I didn't think they were very dark. They were mainly sad.
They killed Isidore, and they almost got us too.
I thought they were a little bit like me.
No, I'm sure they weren't. I wonder what your friends at home are doing at the moment.
Why?
Well, they're all alone now, and they surely miss you.
All alone? Miss Greenbald, we have to go back and fetch them.
No, we can't go back now. Do you want to run directly into the creature's claws? We have to find the fairy scholar. He will help us, and then we can fetch Mrs. Greenbald and the rest.
Miss Greenbald.
Don't you want to help Nuri, good Sir Knight Rathling.
Oh my.
What's wrong with her?
She's sad that we can't go on.
What can I do for you, Nuri?
Miss Greenbelt.
How can I help?
Please help us out with 1 ducat, good Sir Knight. Half a ducat for the horse and half a ducat to make Nuri smile again.
I think you've got me, my boy. No gold in the world is spent in vain if it makes beauty smile again. Here you go.
I thank you, good knight.
So we can travel soon?
Yes.
And Miss Greenbelt won't have to wait much longer.
Yes, that's the spirit, my girl. Say, don't you want to stay with me after all?
Not on your life.
What do you want?
Here's the money for the gear.
Wonderful. Here's your stuff. It's exceptional quality. Good value, too.
I sure hope so, dwarf.
I'll give you some advice for free. When you go into the blood barrier, you'd better not burden yourself with too much stuff. You'll feel every ounce in your bones up in the mountains.
Yes, I know that. Where is the fairy scholar, pray tell?
Do you have anything nice to offer me in exchange? In that case, I have no idea where the chap is.
I'll leave you to it then. A dark blue tincture. Looks unhealthy.
Hey, keep your paws off my Jenner Creek blue shine beard dye. Do you think my beard gets groomed by air and darkness alone?
You'd better leave the stuff to this dandy boy. It's his most beloved possession.
Shoo! What? No! By Angrosh and all the beard critters, my beautiful Jenner Creek blue shine beard dye. Who did that?
Perhaps Angrosh himself has punished you for your vanity, Sir Dwarf.
What will my beard have to say to that?
Smells like juniper berries. Wonberries. Their bitter blue juice has healing properties. Out of reach. Raven? Do you see the flower box at the dwarf's house up there?
I see him.
There are wonberries in there. Can you fly up there and get me some?
Do you need a healing remedy? Are you injured?
It's just a scratch. It will be all right with a couple of wonberries.
I didn't notice before.
I didn't want to upset Nuri, that's all.
All right, then.
Now all I have to do is squeeze the berries. How do I fill it? Good old Garatian Bluebeard dye.
What do you want?
Can you make use of this Garatian beard tonic? I'll give it to you for some information.
Let's see it. Garatian? I guess this will have to make do. until I can get my hands on the real stuff again. So, what do you want to know?
Where exactly has the scholar gone?
He babbled something about a cave to the north of a big orc statue, near a red lake. He couldn't wait to get there. His imp had made a mess of my whole shop.
When did the fairy scholar pass through here?
That must have been a month ago. Wanted to stay the winter in the blood barrier. I called him crazy. All his imp had for me was a dirty laugh.
How do we get to this cave?
First you travel north, through the Screech Owl Forest, or better yet, past Bloodthorn Hollow. Oh, never mind. I'll show you on the map.
What is an imp doing with a fairy scholar?
How the hell should I know? That was an unholy, uninhibited, nasty little imp. Ugly and mean. My shop still reeks of his foul mouth.
Why, thank you, Master Dwarf. Listen. Let's carry on later. Come on, Nuri. Let's move on.
Come along, Raven.
The blood barrier. Most impassable of all mountain ranges. What in the name of all 12 gods had made the fairy scholar come here? There wasn't a single danger that didn't lurk here. Into what kind of barren land had he brought to Nuri? The orcs called these mountains Gravish's Claws. And of all the black furs, the most horrible tribe called this its home. They took their captured prisoners to the caves of Orakar and hunted them to death. That's what was said of the bloodthirsty Zolochai. And the path led straight through their camp.
Shh! Nuri! Come over here into the shadows. They can't see us here. That's a whole camp of orcs. If they find us, we're dead.
Raven!
Go on, report. And craw a little less loudly, if you will.
The Red Lake is behind this ridge, but the orcs are everywhere. They are here to perform a ritual. It will take days for them to finish it and leave.
No Red Lake, then?
Nonsense. We haven't journeyed through the blood barrier for days just to turn back now.
You want to save the fairy, yet you risk her death. I thought Nuri could trust you. But you're doing exactly what Gwynling asked you to.
Aye.
Don't worry, Raven. Garen knows exactly what to do. Don't you, Garen?
Of course I do. I'll get you to the fairy scholar in one piece. This can't be true. The orcs will rip us apart.
You'd better hurry.
You
We'll have to watch our every step. or we'll be the next to sizzle over the fire. This is madness. How will we ever make it through the camp? Nuri!
They are fighting about who Tyra will crush like a maggot.
What?